normally Callum would chew the handle, and he's not doing, oh, whoops. Here's Callum walking nicely, pushing his trolley. Right, morning everybody. This is day 8 and we are just at the supermarket to purchase a plant for Desmond and his wife for their allotment, because we're off round to Desmond's for lunch, where we're going to enjoy gluten-free pancakes and waffles, and it's going to be lovely. Now you can see Callum is sitting nice and still with me. He's not running off, he's not holding my hand. This is a revelation. So let's get on with day 8. You may remember me telling you about the terrible twos that we entered on day 1 of arriving at Canada, and the car seat was a major problem for the first 2 days. Callum just would not sit in his car seat. However, I think it's safe to say we've cracked this one. Look at him. Perfect. So it shows you how quickly we work through these terrible 2 phases when they do arise. So we're now off to Desmond's for lunch.
We can build a treehouse in the pine trees. We can keep our secrets buried underneath. Wildflowers crouch between your fingers, clinging to the wild things I raised eyes. Compass points to home, calling out from the...
Right, here we are enjoying a Canadian brunch courtesy of the amazing chef Joanne, Desmond's wife, so thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And we have every array of bacon that you could possibly imagine.
And then some.
And some, you're right. So I'm going to introduce you to everybody. We've got obviously Callum's grandpa, you all know, Desmond's mum, Dr. Kathy, and then Desmond's very good friend, Beth, who is, am I right, head of NOIT research? Director of NOIT research. We're going to hear more from Beth and Dr. Kathy in a moment, once we've finished our brunch. The chef, I've already introduced. And then Desmond's dad, Ron. Now we're going to eat and then we'll be back. Okay, we've been for brunch at Desmond's house, and we've obviously met Desmond's family and his very close friend Beth, who's director of NOIT research. And I arrived and I said to Kat, there's something different about Callum today. He is a little bit agitated, and we put it down to there's a storm due this afternoon, and maybe Callum's feeling that storm on its way, because he certainly does feel the weather quite intensely even before it's with us. So we put it down to that and we carried on, but he was getting more and more agitated. So Desmond took him upstairs and took him into his own home office, and suddenly Desmond came down and said, I know what the problem is, the NOIT's not working, the tinging sound isn't clear and there's a crackle. So Beth immediately went and checked out the NOIT. She gave it a bit of a quick clean, and Desmond said, well, let's give it a couple of minutes and I'll check it's working. 2 minutes later he came back down and he said, it's not working, there's something wrong with it. So Beth had an even deeper look and realised that one of the wires had come loose. And even though it was frustrating because we could see Callum was agitated, again, another example that the NOIT does work. I've left the house, I've got raspberries all over my dress because Callum got hold of the raspberries before I could get there, and then I realised every single day I get to work I'm never as clean as when I left the house, because Callum's got to me and he's covered me in some sort of food. And I've realised that the last week I've not had that problem, and it often takes a problem to come back for you to realise you've not been experiencing that problem. So great morning, learned so much, got even more evidence, and I can almost feel Callum saying, you know, get me back to how the calm, get me back to it, which is again great because it shows he's comfortable with that. So we're on our way back to the Oakville Success Centre. We're going to get a new NOIT, and Dr. Kathy's going to fix it and make sure things are back on track for Callum for this afternoon. we're just popping in to see my very good friend Carmel's friend from when she was at school, which is quite a while ago, and she's living over here in Oakville and set up her own company called Wines Unlimited. So let's hope she's in so we can go and say hi on Carmel's behalf. Well, we tried to catch up with Kathy at Unlimited Wines, but unfortunately she wasn't in today. So we're going back to the hotel, probably get Callum in the swimming pool and a nice bite to eat, and then have a chill out in the afternoon. Hi Siva, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm brilliant. I'm just off to get my laundry and then bath Callum, and then it's an early night for me.
Oh, today's a long day for you.
It's a long day, yes, it is. But are you? What time are you finishing tonight?
10:30.
Oh, too late.
10:30. That's right.
Oh well, look, thank you for everything you do for us, and we'll see you next Saturday.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Right, day 8 summary. Today has been hard. I'm filthy, I'm haggard and done in today, but despite that there's massive positives. So this morning we woke up, attached the NOIT to Callum as normal, and we went to the supermarket. We bought Desmond a lovely plant for his allotment, and then made our way to Desmond's house. Now Callum was different, a little bit more agitated than he's been all week, but still very much in control. Pushed the trolley around the supermarket, dodged people who were coming his way, followed our instructions. But there was an edge to him that I thought, that's different. It's definitely different, and haven't seen it all week. So we arrived to Desmond, and immediately I said to Desmond, there's something different about Callum. Can you see it? Can you feel it? And he said, yeah, I can. And Beth was in the house, who's the director of NOIT Research, and she said, oh, there's a storm on its way, Kim. Could it possibly be the storm? And he's picking up on that energetic field coming our way. And I was like, absolutely, it could well be that. So that's what we put down to and continued our day. He was still okay, but still not as good as he's been. Then Desmond took Callum upstairs just for a bit of peace and quiet, and about 30 seconds later Des shouts from the stairway, I think I know what's wrong. The NOIT isn't working properly, and there was a crackling sound with the ping sound, so therefore it wasn't being transmitted correctly. So immediately Beth jumped up, she went and checked the NOIT, she gave it a good old clean and reattached it to Callum. So I said, right, give it another minute or so and let's see if he calms down. Because remember, it's like a switch with Callum, when it works and when it doesn't work. So Des came down, we sat down at the dinner table, and Callum was like a wild animal. He was grabbing all of the fruit, he was scrunching them up, hence the state of my dress. He couldn't sit on his bottom, he wasn't following instructions. My stress levels went through the roof. I was just, oh no, what's gone wrong? So Beth and Des took the NOIT off Callum, and they inspected the NOIT, and there was a wire had come loose in the NOIT mechanism, and so therefore it was broken. I breathed a huge sigh of relief, because again, it proves the NOIT works. When Callum wears the NOIT and it's working effectively, Callum can cope, he can orientate himself in this world, and he can live fully and happily. So it was all systems go from that point. It was a swift down tools, get in the car and drive back to the Success Centre to get the new NOIT, and within minutes Callum's calmness returned. Now there's things that stood out today. We felt very much as though Callum was saying, get this fixed, get the NOIT back on me. I don't like being in this chaotic world that he was trapped in for that moment in time. And that's where the great bit is, because for 6 years that's been Callum's safe space, Callum's happy space, and he hasn't been able to cope with our world, and all of a sudden the worlds have been reversed. So even though I was just completely done in, just a ray of sunshine shone through that moment. But I was talking to Beth quite in detail, who you will meet next week, as she's very happy to be interviewed. She was saying that Ron Davis is constantly updating the NOIT machine and making it as efficient and effective as he can possibly make it. And so Callum's got a brand new NOIT on at the moment, but it just shows what an evolving world and a new world that we're in with regards to the NOIT. So all again is great. I'm going to have a glass of wine, an early night, and then start day 8 tomorrow. Cheers.